the technician couldn't make it, and it was canceled right before my sonogram was supposed to be done. And I was so worried because the system was down that they wouldn't be able to, reach me if there was a problem, whatever. So I half expected to walk in the room and have them be like, "Oh, sorry, you couldn't make it again. Let's reschedule," but we can't do that because the system is down. We just kind of sat out there until it got too hot, and then we went back inside, and so we waited about 2 hours and just futzed around in the mezzanine of that building of the hospital. And so then we went back up, and I was super worried because the computer system for the whole clinic was down like the whole day. They were having to hand write stuff. It was crazy. Again, I'm hoping my stuff isn't messed up by any of this. And we went back up there, and the last time we'd had something like this happen, which will be in another video, the technician couldn't make it, and it was canceled right before my sonogram was supposed to be done. And I was so worried because the system was down that they wouldn't be able to, reach me if there was a problem, whatever. So I half expected to walk in the room and have them be like, "Oh, sorry, you couldn't make it again. Let's reschedule," but we can't do that because the system is down. But anyways, we walked in, but it was really weird. There was a girl, a young girl, teenager-ish, and she was sitting in the waiting room, and that was it. And the door to the back was open. The glass slider door to the reception area was open, but nobody was there. It was like a ghost town. It was super strange. So Mom and I sat down. This was 3:10, so we still have 20 minutes to wait. I swear to goodness, 20 minutes and still nobody shows up. Nobody. It was so strange. It was like the zombie apocalypse had come and nobody wanted to tell us. And so finally a technician comes out, and she was like, "Are you here for a sonogram?" And I said, "Yeah, too." And she was like, "Okay, what's your name? Do you have your paper that tells me what I'm supposed to do?" And it was just it was a little frustrating because I didn't think that I had to bring my medical binder and stuff with me. Thankfully I did, and I had it with me so I could tell them what they were supposed to do, but it was just, I was tired already, and so I was frustrated. And it was still odd, the people that walked out, and 2 people walked out, but they were with the girl in the waiting room, and the waiting room girl still needed something. I think she needed a celiac sonogram, which is one of the ones that I got. It was just odd. And so the tech asked me, "When was your appointment?" And I said 3:30, and she was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to take you first because it's your appointment time." I think the other girl, they were just working her in or something. So I go back there, of course okay, so I'm having 2 sonograms done. Ouch. I think my rib just came out. So I was having 2 sonograms. So I had a celiac sonogram done, and then an arterial sonogram. And I go in there, I have no idea what to expect. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Tried to look it up, couldn't find anything last night. And so, of course, first thing you got to do is drop trowel. So no pants, no socks. No panties, whatever. So I've got a hospital gown covering the bottom, get on the table, and so then I have to pull my shirt up. I'm already freezing. So I have to pull my shirt up to right below my boobs, and so she can get to my whole abdomen area. And so she starts, wiping on the goo stuff, and it was so cold, and I had to fast before those sonogram tests for 4 hours, which was fine because I had half a handful of dry cereal just so I could take antibiotics today. That was all I'd eaten. And she starts pushing on my stomach, and I was just, oh God, I was already sick to my stomach. I had full nausea meds in my system, but it was rough. And like I'm fighting her because like I'm tensing my muscles to keep her off of my stomach, and that's not letting her see what she needs to, so I keep having to relax. And it was a struggle, because it's just, do everything you can to prevent the GI trouble. So she was doing all that, and then you have to do the whole, like, breathe in deep and hold your breath, or some of them were breathe out, like take a deep breath, breathe it all out, and hold your breath, which was interesting. So in between, like, her doing stuff, and I was asking her, like, what exactly are you looking for? Because I knew it was the celiac sonogram, but all I'd ever known was, like, celiac, like, gluten intolerance. And so I was a little confused. And she was like, no, we're checking, like, your celiac artery system. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that makes, so much more sense. And, so she was like, obviously we're checking obviously it was funny. She's like, obviously we're checking your SMA, so superior mesenteric artery, which I had odd results on my last CAT scan, and they thought maybe it was like an SMA problem. So it's a big artery that comes down and it feeds your GI tract, and if it somewhere, like, it could get kinked or like compressed by something else. And with all of my intestine problems and all that stuff, like, it was definitely a concern, but we really thought the rest of it was really, gastroparesis and the dysmotility problems and whatnot. But the CT person found SMA possibilities and whatnot, and they ended up so she was checking all of that, and we had put it on the back burner at my other hospital because the other stuff really took precedence, and we found so much out with that emptying study, which will be on another video. And so she checked all that, and then I got pseudo cleaned up, and then she moved to the arterial sonogram, which is literally it is from your groin all the way down the inside of your thigh to your knee, then behind your knee, then down your calf a little ways, and then on the top of your foot and the side of your ankle. And they do it on both legs, and they're checking for aneurysms and blood flow problems and all that good stuff. Since I already have the thoracic outlet problem on the top, we were checking the bottom. I hate not knowing the results. It's so frustrating, and the tech has to know what she sees and whatnot. I know she can't discuss it with me, so it's frustrating. I guess that was it, and then I halfway felt like I took a shower in the room trying to get all this sono groupness blah stuff off. But I talked to her about the other appointment that got canceled, and she's going to be the tech that does it next Friday. So it should be good, and that'll be the last one that I have to have right now, unless, more stuff shows up during all these tests. I feel itchy where just this side, not the other side, just that one. But that's it. It was a day. It was super long and exhausting. And my parents are here, just, company, and my mom, is my buddy when the boyfriend's not here. And it was just nice having him here, and we were eating dinner, and they had made all sorts of awesome food. They made, like, steak and sweet potatoes and strawberry jello stuff, and we had a little bit, and it's like, it tastes good, but it just makes me feel so sick. So I'm gonna try to crash. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully it'll be amazing. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.